And the question becomes, who is the top UK, top British football hooligan firm of all time? Now, I already know who it is. Uncle Del Boy Diablo, Diablo TV, like, subscribe, do things you're supposed to do, champ. So I keep bringing you this cutting edge terrace culture information for entertainment users only. Now, thing about it is, right, let's set the stage, right? Me, as somebody who's a proponent of football hooliganism, who loves it, who's into it culturally, boys and the stories of the conflicts and the firms, and that teaches me the history of the local culture and so forth. And I've been over there a lot. I lived a year and a half in UK, haven't I? And I've been all around UK. I've been more around UK than most of the people I've met, to be honest with you. So now then, I ask everybody when I start getting to talk to somebody, you know, people, whether they're involved or not. Most everybody follows football in UK. So I say, oh, who's your club? Or if I'm watching a match, I know they're. And so I say, hey, who do you reckon is the top firm of all time, eh? What? The regular people that say, what do you mean firm? Football hooligan firm. What? Football hooligan? Like, they look at me with disgust, which I think is funny, which I think is cool. And people don't want me to talk about it. Now, the thing is, you ask a lad. I walk up people, I see boys that are lads, younger ones, any kind. All right, mate, yeah, where you from? Where are you from, man? From Miami. Oh. A lot of times they know who I am, lads. Otherwise, I say, you know, who's the top hooligan firm? And the thing about it is, as soon as you ask a lad, I say, all right, mate, yeah, who's the top firm? Yeah. Chelsea all the way. Yeah, West Ham, you know. Lad will just, they won't think twice about the question. They'll name it, they'll say it to you. They'll give you their answer. An ordinary person, what? They don't think about that. They don't move like that. They don't know about that. They're not part of our culture. They're not part of outlaw culture. Football hooligan firms, football hooligans, football hooliganism is part of outlaw culture. So then, if you say to somebody here in America, oh, where are you from? You know, who's the top football hooligan firm? What? Football hooligan? They don't know what that is. But if you say, again, to a lad or a boy, gangster, you know what I mean? You say, yo, you from, where you from? You from here, homie? So who's the top gang around here? They'll tell you. Oh, you know them? Nah, I used to be in it, or I used to fight them. I say, who's the top 1%er motorcycle club around here? Who's the dominant? You know, you say something like that. Lad, boys that are into that stuff will tell you. Other people say, what? 1%er what? And it's just the sort of thing we talk about and that we're into and that we fight for, and we think a different way. People call it toxic masculinity. They call it whatever they want. I feel they're being prejudiced against my marginalized community. So let's just get it out of the way. It's subjective, right? And that's what people think is funny. They say, this guy's asking people who's the top hooligan firm. Like, people don't think that that's something to be. Regular English people don't think that there's such a thing. Like, what do you mean top? Top of a bunch of criminals and scumbags? What do you mean? Ordinary people don't get it. So with that being said, I'll preface it by saying, who's the best football hooligan firm? UK of all time. Now, first of all, how do you measure it? What's a metrics? But I'll tell you. Plymouth Argyle, TCE, Central Element. We are Central Element. Yeah, the Central Element, Plymouth Argyle, Green Army. That's the best firm of all time. Why? Because it's my favorite, and because I'm in it. I'm down with those boys. Now then, taking it back to the crazy gang, taking it back to the A38s. Time for the man like Steve Manley, the man like Roger. Going back to before there was a TCS, such as Effort Boot Boys, Swilly Defense Regiment, you understand, Swilly Boys. Now then, you get to the Central Element, baby. And then you got the sets underneath it, man. You got the under fives, you understand. It goes on later to the baby Risk. And now then you got the waist, right? And baby waist and everything like that, baby. So to me, the city of Plymouth is #1 in England. And the Plymouth Argyle is #1 football club in England. And the TCE firm, now and forevermore, is the best British hooligan firm. Now, who's the top? Man, you start saying who's the top, people mainly talk about fighting. All right? So you're going to have some big boys in there. You're going to have the West Ham ICF, yeah? First firm, Chelsea Headhunters, Tottenham Yids, of course, yeah. You got Arsenal boys, you got Arsenal Gunners, you got them boys, you know. There's loads of other ones that I've covered. You got your Leeds, your service crew, you got United, Manchester United, Red Army, you got the Man City, you got loads of top firms, man. And anybody from any one of those teams and the cities can say they're the top of all time. Because that's your firm and you fought for it, and on any day any firm could get done, or any firm could do any other firm depending on the situation. But along to my criteria, who's the top? There's no question. There's only one city where I go in UK. There's only one place I go in UK when I say I'm the American hooligan. Yeah! And there's only one place I go in the stadium and they chant for me. And there's only one place that I turn up on a Monday morning and walk down the street chanting, so cool, so cool, so cool, so cool, down the middle of Cardiff. I have the bill on me on other places. I get into a fight in other places. Say, hey, they pull me into a pub and buy me pints, and I go out and sesh with those guys for the next 20 hours. The Soul Crew, baby, the Cardiff Soul Crew, the great Cardiff Soul Crew, has more respect in their city, among their community, than any other British firm. Now, I love a lot of other firms, and I think they're good. HIB CCS, I was in Edinburgh, baby, and I'm all going around looking for them and asking for them. And most people didn't know what I was talking about. But I did find a lad, and he was going to bring me to the pub. I couldn't go so far. My missus was in the hotel and that, yeah? So they say, HIB CCS, that's great. And it could be the greatest Scottish firm, whatever. So it could be considered the top by their people. Cheers, fair play. But no other firm is seen as a mafia. And a mafia in the positive way. They don't do business, illegal business, but they stood up and defended South Wales against incoming hordes of English and people from elsewhere. The great Cardiff Soul Crew, Bluebirds, CCFC. Top firm of all time. And if you want to talk about violence and their heyday in their area, and numbers top. So easily, in all these ratings, it's top 10. Whoa, the plane. Hey, I think it's about time for me to go to Plymouth. I'll see the Cardiff boys afterwards.